Okay. All right. So good morning. Good morning. We are going to go ahead and start off opening up our middle upper back area. A lot of work on posture today to help us all feel better in our bodies. So your block might be on the middle setting. That's the middle setting. Or it might be on the flattest setting. Maybe start on the flattest setting, and then if it doesn't feel like enough, you can always raise it up. So that block is going to go middle back. Most of us have lost some mobility, flexibility in our middle backs because of all the sitting most of us tend to do. You want a second block for your head, so your head is supported. So I've got that in the middle back, kind of bra line-ish. And then the second block is to support my head. So if you come here and you think, not really feeling a whole lot, then maybe you flip that block onto the middle setting. And if it feels like too much, you might need to adjust where the block is. So again, middle setting, flattest setting, those are your two options. I wouldn't go on the highest setting. And then again, bra line-ish. If that's too much, try moving the block up a little bit. Please do support your head. You can get a little stretch in the front of the neck, but we don't want you dumping into the back of the neck. So please support. And then we'll just start off here. Arms can lay down by your sides. And then I invite you to close your eyes and start to tune in. So just noticing your breath to begin with. Just notice where you feel the breath going in your body, if it feels very stuck in your chest or throat, or if you feel like your breath is easily coming down into your belly. Just noticing that for now, and then we'll work on allowing that breath to become bigger and bigger. So after you've taken notes and you've settled in, let's start to deepen the breath. So you can just simply focus on expanding in all directions. If you need a little external feedback, you could place your hands on your belly or your rib cage to see if the breath is going into the lower portion of the torso or if it's stuck. And if it's stuck, just keep trying to get that breath to move down bigger, wider, more expansive into the lower belly, up into the ribs, and then up into the chest like you're filling bottom to top. Belly breathing, deep diaphragmatic breathing, so incredibly healing for the body. It allows us to shift our physical state, but also our emotional state of being. Sending the breath as deep as you can. See if you can expand through the ribs, maybe even feel the breath go into the space where you feel the block behind you. And then when you come to empty, pull the pit of the belly in just a little bit. So you're coming to that empty state. Just keep breathing like that. Full inhale. Complete exhale. See if you can melt your body over that block, widen through the collarbones. Let the shoulder blades melt back. Continuing to breathe just like that. And then we're going to start to get some movement into the body. So the arms will start to move perhaps like a snow angel. And if it feels better to do it one arm at a time, that's fine. So maybe you do one arm and then the other. If it feels fine to do both, you can do both. Slow, intentional movements here. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of work on posture corrective movements today. And of course, posture correction, it not only allows us to, quote, look better. So when we're standing in our nice postural alignment, we look healthier, we look more powerful, we look stronger, more confident. So there's so many benefits physically, externally looking at you when you're in a good posture. You just get just a different respect from people. People think of you and see you as a stronger, more powerful, more confident person. But besides that, you will feel more confident, more powerful, because what's happening in your physical body, you will start to equate into your emotional being. So it becomes, the body and the mind are all connected. So if your body is feeling very slouched and very tired looking, you're going to feel tired. If your shoulders are rolled forward, you're going to feel more tired. You're not going to feel as confident. But also there's an energy flow that happens that will get stuck when your body is not in postural alignment. You can switch your arm movements. Maybe one arm goes up, the other down. And it's a process. I mean, it's hard to turn around perhaps years of sitting or even injuries, but just keep working in that direction of getting closer and closer to your nice proper, whatever proper is, but the most aligned posture that you can have in your body. Just keep working in that direction. You'll have more strength physically and emotionally. You'll have more power physically and emotionally. You'll have more energy physically and emotionally. You can keep moving, or perhaps you find stillness once again. You'll be here for 10 more breaths, whatever you're choosing. You can move or you can be still. Just think of widening through those collarbones, opening your chest, which means, of course, opening your heart space. Inviting in love, inviting in compassion, and also allowing you to offer it out. Maybe when you bring your hands to your heart and just bring a little energy to that heart space for the next 3 breaths. And one more big breath in and out. So go ahead and remove the block and support your head with your hands. And you're just going to lift up off the block, but not completely. So a portion of your back is still on there, you're just lifting up. And then you're going to lean back over the block. So you're just using the block to lengthen again and then lifting up very slow. And then we lean it back. So make sure that block is in a position behind you that if it's on that middle setting, particularly, it's not going to tip as you move. We're just going to do that a couple more times, getting some movement into that space that we were just stretching. Sometimes it gets a little stuck feeling when we stay for a while. We'll do that 2 more times. Lean it back and then bring it back up. Lean it back And then when we bring it up this time, just go ahead and stay up. However, you can very gently come off of the block. Go ahead and set the block off to the side and lay your body down. Go ahead and extend the legs out. Extend your arms over your head. Get a nice big body stretch. Reach in all directions. Take a big breath in and open your mouth. Let it go. And then rebend your knees for gentle rolling over onto your side. We're going to transition all the way over onto our bellies. And I'm going to give you two options for this next one. If you have two Pilates balls and they're similarly inflated, maybe you try this with two. If you only have one, you'll just use the one, obviously. So I'll show you the one with two first. So if you happen to have two, you're going to be placing both of those balls on your upper chest. And then from here, you can just even just relax your neck down. Maybe your forehead touches the ground, maybe it doesn't. If you need support, you could put your hands underneath your forehead. If you have a single ball, you'll be placing one ball at the center of the chest. And again, either just letting your head dangle, maybe you bring your forehead to the backs of your hands, or even putting the hands on the ball and resting your chin on the ball. So we'll be here for a few breaths before we do anything else. Just letting gravity do the work here for us. Breathing deeply, letting the pressure of those balls work into the upper chest area. Most of us have a lot of tension here from sitting a lot. Again, you can make your choice with your arms and your head. Please find something that's not straining or uncomfortable. So whatever you need to do, perhaps a towel under your forehead, or again, your hands can be there. You stay right where you are. I'm going to switch directions so you can see what's going to happen next. You're on one ball or two. You're going to move through this range of motion as best you can. Some of you, it will look exactly like this. Some of you will only go a portion of the way. So I'm bringing my hands behind my lower back. I'm dropping my elbows towards the earth so they get heavy. And then I'm reaching my hands towards the ground and then circling them around. Maybe they come all the way forward out in front of me. Maybe the palms touch. Maybe you only go a portion of the way. You go where you can go that's not causing you any kind of a sharp pain or strain. When the hands end up behind your back, let the elbows drop down towards the earth. Little internal rotation, stretch of those shoulders, and then reach the hands towards the heels, circle around, and then maybe you're able to go all the way out in front of you with the palms touching. Maybe you don't go this whole way. And I'm showing you with the two balls underneath me. Here's what it looks like with one. And I'm just resting my chin on the ball, so I'm not having to use my neck muscles here. And then reaching the arms to whatever the degree they'll go. And then circle around. Remember, when you end up with the hands behind your lower back, knuckle part of the hands on the back, drop the elbows down towards the earth. And then they'll lift and you reach. We're going to do this a couple more times. Reach to whatever degree you can. Maybe they don't go all the way together, but if they can, maybe the hands touch here. Circle around. Notice how slow and intentional this movement is. Bend the elbows, hands behind the lower back. Drop the elbows towards the earth. We'll do that one more time. Reach towards those heels first. Circle. Hands come out in front of you. Perhaps they touch. And then the hands come back behind the lower back. Now we're going to stay here this time for 10 breaths. Let the elbows get heavy. Keep breathing. Five more big breaths. Just let those elbows drop and get as heavy as they can, creating space inside the shoulder. Couple more big breaths. And then relax those arms. Carefully lift yourself up off of the ball or balls. Set that off to the side. Bring your hands to the earth. We'll move through some cat-cows here. Let's start with a rounded spine. Tuck the chin. Press into the hands. Even push back a little, creating a lot of rounding through that middle back. And then slowly we lift and lengthen and pull the heart forward. Pull the shoulder blades down and back. Widen through those collarbones. And then again, we tuck and round. Pull the belly in, tuck the chin. You can even lean a little bit forward for more space between those shoulder blades. And then drop the belly, drop the ribs, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest. And we'll bring that rounded spine back in here. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Chin to chest, pull the belly in. And we lengthen and pull the heart forward. We'll stay here. If your knees are not already about hip width distant, go ahead and separate them a bit. And then we shift the hips side to side. So it's like you're wagging your tail. So I'm going to just maybe show you from a different angle here. So moving the hips side to side. So you're getting a little side body stretch and maybe a little extra on one hip. Back and forth here. And then we'll round the spine and do the same thing. So tuck the chin, round the spine, and wag your tail. All right, good. And then we'll start to make our way onto our backs. We're going to be taking our double ball inside the tote. So inside that tote, working on the outer glute, outer hip area here. So we're going to be coming into an area that might be a little bit kind of in and around the bone, but you should be able to find a little pocket here where you're not digging into a bone. So I'm on my side here, maybe completely on my side, on my forearm. If that's too much, you'll lay down and just kind of shift in that direction. So you can see I'm on my back now and I'm just shifting to the right. So the balls are on the outer side of my right glute and I'm shifting over here to the right, either completely on my back and shifting to the right, or maybe I'm on my side. Either way, we're going to start to just move a little side to side here. So the balls will travel like this across that outer glute. So just keep moving those balls around till you find an area that you're getting mostly into soft tissue. yeah, you might roll over a little bony parts here. Those balls should have enough give that you're not feeling like you're bruising yourself. But if you do, again, maybe less pressure, maybe not on your side, or just slightly shift those balls so that you're finding a little pocket in there where it's mostly soft tissue. Either completely on your side, I'm on my forearm, shift it onto my side, or on my back, but just kind of leaning to the right. So I am getting some pressure onto those balls. Outer glute. These hips are a very important part of keeping our posture healthy and happy. Hips affect the lower back, hips affect the knees. Of course, hips, the hip tissue will affect the hips themselves. So all of this in here, super connected to postural alignment. And you could certainly just find the space where you want to stay and take a few breaths. Maybe you don't move, maybe you just breathe. And then make sure that left foot is firmly planted when you start to move this right leg, as I'm going to show you. So it's like a bicycle. So I'm taking it out to the right, whether I'm kind of on my back, but lean to the right, or I'm up on my side completely. Either way, just make sure you don't fall off the balls with the opposite hand where you can, to keep yourself sometimes behind you, sometimes in front of you. You find a place where you're not going to roll off those balls. Bicycle forwards, bicycle backwards. And again, maybe you just pause for a few breaths. Leg can be out straight, it can be bent. Maybe you find something else that you like that's working for you. Those clamshells we often do with the single ball, those can be nice and effective also. You've got about 10 more breaths. You decide what you need. Move your body, rock side to side. You can be still. Maybe you move the legs some more. Tune in and really figure out what it is that you need in your body. A couple more big breaths. And we'll start to make our way off of the glutes. Come on to your back. Go ahead and set those balls off to the side. And we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And to your arms out to your sides and do a little knee rock here. It's just back and forth. Maybe you pause for a moment when you dip each way. Just taking a little breath as you pause. So some of you will just continue to do this basic knee rock with the foot on the floor. Some of you might choose this variation, bringing ourselves into a figure four shape with the foot off the ground. If you do that, maybe you're able to catch that left hamstring, and then you can do a little windshield wiper of the bottom leg, that left leg. That's going to just change the sensation in that right hip, but also the left. You'll feel a little something. You could also rock side to side here, and if the foot is off the ground. So play with it. You have about 5 more breaths to either take the foot off the ground and do your figure four. Maybe that bottom leg shimmies back and forth. You could absolutely leave your foot on the floor. If you're struggling to get the foot off the floor, just leave it on the floor and just do this. It's perfect. All right. We are going to switch to our second hip, double ball, outer glute, left side. So again, maybe you are on your back. Again, it's definitely on the outer glutes. You can see it's outside here. And then I'm leaning in here. I'm going to get the pressure that I need or want. That leg can extend. It can stay bent. You can shift and shimmy side to side. You can dip in and lean out. You could come on to that forearm if you feel like you want a little more. A little more pressure is going to be up on the forearm. And I'm just really tuning in and doing what my body is really calling for. So maybe it's movement, maybe it's stillness. Maybe I need to shift the position of those balls to get what I need out of this. But it's very slow, very slow. Intentional movements, tuning in. Remember the next one here, you want some support from your hands. This opposite foot is very grounded. I'm going to bicycle out the leg to the left. So I'm either on my forearm or perhaps I'm on my back, but either way, that leg is still coming out to the left. So I'm getting that outer glute. If I go up here towards the ceiling, I'm not going to feel anything. So out to the left here with this leg, forward bicycle, backward bicycle. Maybe I let that leg just extend out and I breathe. You have 10 big breaths here to do what you feel is serving you best at this point. Close your eyes and tune in. That will guide you and tell you what you need. Taking 5 more breaths. When you finish with your 5th breath, and start to roll off of those balls. And you're going to cross that left ankle over the right thigh, rocking the knees side to side. And remember, you have the option to lift the foot up, catch that hamstring. If that's not easily available, just leave the foot on the floor. If you do have the foot off the floor, you could try windshield wipering that right foot side to side. You could rock your body side to side. You could come back to the foot on the floor and do your knee rock. Very slow, intentional movements here. Couple more big breaths. And then unwind those legs. Start to roll onto your side to transition. We're going to start moving into one more with the double ball. This time the balls are going to go basically right to the inside of your right shoulder blade. So not on my spine, but next to it on the right side. So we'll be laying down on this. So on the right side, and then just have option of a block handy. You might decide you need a block. So you might need to just kind of lay those balls down and then situate yourself so that you've got the balls to the right of the spine, to the inside of that shoulder blade. So almost tucked underneath that shoulder blade. If some of you might need some neck support. So if you feel like your head is super dangly and it's uncomfortable, please something under your head. It could even be your block. So once you have the balls there, again, under that right shoulder blade or the inside of that right shoulder blade, you're gonna start to move your right arm, just like we did before. Snow angel is one option. And then just tuning in. If it's too much, adjust those balls. Maybe they go a little up or a little down. If no matter what you do, it's too much, this could be done at the wall. You'll just set yourself up, but lean against the wall. So a little snow angel, or arm can come up and down. You could do anything that seems like it's serving you. Maybe make some circles with your right arm. Go one way and then the other way. You can keep your elbow bent. It could be straight. You could absolutely find a position, like for instance, reaching your arm back or out that feels like it's working for you. And then you can stay there and breathe. If no matter what you do, you're not getting enough, that would be unlikely, but if you're not getting enough, you could slide a block under your hips and that's going to give you more pressure. Well, some of you might need more. So you got more pressure if you've got your hips lifted. Five more breaths. Of course, again, tapping into the thoracic spine, middle back, where a lot of us have tension, whether it be from overuse, whether it be from lack of use, whether it be from misuse, from sitting or working your body in such a way that your body's going to respond with locking down, then any of those things can cause the tissue to tighten up, tense up. We're working into creating some mobility, some hydration in this space so that our body functions better. And then we'll very carefully make our way to the other side. So you can just simply come up, switch those balls to the other side. So again, they're not on your spine. They're to the left of your spine, next to the shoulder blade. And then again, if your head feels super dangly, a block or a pillow or a couple of towels might be nice. And then you'll start to move your arm. So when we lose mobility in the areas that are supposed to be mobile, like your middle back, then everything above it and below it will suffer. So a lot of our neck and shoulder pain actually comes from this area being locked up. So if we get more movement in the middle back, we will have less neck pain and we will typically have less lower back pain as well. So the lower back doesn't have to take the brunt of our lack of mobility in our middle back. If our middle back is moving, then our lower back can be stable, which it's supposed to be. If our middle back is mobile, then our our neck can be the way it's supposed to be. It doesn't have to take the brunt of what's supposed to be happening with that middle back. 10 breaths. You can move, you can be still. If you need more, perhaps lift your hips or even slide a block under your hips. Couple more of your big breaths. And then we'll make our way off of the balls, off of the blocks. Carefully we come up. Move your toys out of the way. And then we'll come back to hands and knees. From here, it looks like we're going to do another basic cat-cow. We are going to do a little variation. So right hand, reach it to the left corner of your mat. The right hand can stay there and the left hand comes on top of the right. And then we do our cat-cow. So I'll show you from this angle and then I'll also twist. So again, my right hand is walking to the left. My left hand can come on top of or next to, but in that direction, also to the left. And then we do our cat-cow. So getting much more into the right side body, even into that right lat, armpit area, perhaps round the spine. Extend the spine. We round the spine and extend the spine. We'll do the same thing to the other side. So the left hand walks over to the right corner of the mat. The right hand also comes to the right. And then we move through our cat-cows. So round and extend. And we round and extend. And a couple more. We round. And we extend. Okay. All right. We are going to come up off the floor. We're going to be taking one of your balls out of the tote and we'll be using your block. So we'll come to our wall space. We're going to be doing a little release for the upper pectoral. So we'll start with the right side with the ball right underneath the right collarbone. I like to use the middle setting on my block. So we'll place the ball on top of or right on the outside of that block. We'll place the ball on the body under the right collarbone. So make sure that block is firmly planted on the wall so it doesn't flip over or slip. Hold the block with your left hand. You control how much pressure. I can really dig in there if I want to, or I don't have to. So find the right amount of pressure for yourself. And then you'll start to move your right arm, like a lot of the times we've done already today, like a snow angel, for instance, or a shoulder press. You can even move through a range of motion that we did earlier, which was to bring that right hand behind the lower back Drop the elbow forward towards the wall. Pause there. And then reach the hand down towards the heel. We did this laying down earlier. We did it with two arms. And then the right arm can reach up to whatever degree it will reach. And then you can repeat that. Bringing the hand behind the lower back. Drop the elbow forward towards the wall. We reach the hand down towards the ground and we circle it around. Same thing we did earlier with two arms when we were laying on the ball on our bellies. If you're doing this with me, again, hand behind the back, drop the elbow towards the wall, reach it towards the floor, sweep it up. If that's not working for you, you choose what does work. And then let's all take a hold of the block with two hands and start to move that ball side to side across the chest, just the right side, under the right collarbone, just traveling back and forth. Your body will move, the ball will move with you or back and forth across the collarbone right underneath it. And we'll do that a couple more times, moving side to side. Okay, so we'll set the ball and the block down and then face the wall. You'll take your right hand flat against the wall. Maybe the forearms is on the wall as well, if possible. A little bend in the elbow, and then drop that shoulder blade down and back. And you turn to the left to whatever degree you can turn. Some of you, it's going to be just a tiny bit. Some of you will be able to turn a lot. Make sure your rotation is from the middle back, not the lower back. So you could even take your left hand and wrap it around your rib cage to help that movement come from your middle back. So once you feel like you've gotten a nice stretch on there, we're not going to stay, we're going to move. So rotate back towards the wall and then rotate back away. So you want to get more stretch as you rotate left. And then the stretch comes off a little bit as you rotate back towards the wall to the right. Please check that your shoulder blade is pulled down and back, so you're not letting your shoulder dump forward. And we just keep moving in and out of this. We'll do that a few more times, rotating, brief pause, rotate it back. And we rotate, drop that shoulder down, rotate back. And last time. And we rotate it back. Okay, ball and block on our second side. I like that middle setting for my block on the wall. Place the ball on there, left side, underneath your collarbone. Get a nice solid base underneath you. Hold the block with your right hand, and then your left arm starts to move. Maybe you just start off with your basic snow angel kind of movement with the arm, or maybe a shoulder press kind of movement with the arm. And then perhaps we incorporate that movement we did earlier, where the hand comes behind the lower back, drop the elbow towards the wall, then reach down towards the ground, circle the arm. And then circle it back. Hand behind the lower back. Elbow drops towards the wall. Reach towards the ground. Circle it up. Bring it down. Elbow bends. Drop the elbow towards the wall. Reach the hand towards the ground. Circle up. Whatever your range is perfect. And we'll do that 2 more times. Drop the elbow towards the wall. Bringing that arm up. Bringing it down. 1 more time. Hand behind the lower back if you're doing this with me. Elbow drops towards the wall. Circle that arm back up. And then holding the block with 2 hands and moving that ball back and forth across the chest. Underneath that collarbone, left side only, moving back and forth. Couple more times, side to side. Keep breathing. And then we carefully set the ball and the block down. Placing the hand on the wall, a little bend in that elbow. I'm facing the wall to start. Drop that shoulder blade down and back. Then I start to turn my body. Any degree my body will turn to the right. Make sure the stretch is in the front of the chest. And then we rotate. So again, if you're not certain if you're rotating from your middle back, I highly recommend wrapping your hand around your rib cage to help guide you into moving from the middle back, not the lower back. Rotate in and out of this. Rotate, more stretch. Rotate back towards the wall. The stretch comes off a bit. Rotate, feel the stretch. Rotate back towards the wall a bit. The stretch comes off. Keep moving in and out of this. Keep breathing. All of this, again, helping us get into more postural alignment. There's nobody with perfect posture, but you're just moving as close to whatever your body can get to as possible to postural alignment. Any tiny bit closer to postural alignment is helpful. Any inch more in line your head is with your body, any centimeter your shoulders are back in postural alignment, you're going to feel incrementally better and better and better. Your energy will be better. All of it will allow you to feel physically and emotionally better, even if you're not in perfect postural alignment, which again, I think nobody except like maybe a toddler has perfect postural alignment. So we're just trying to move in that direction. And whatever amount we can move in that direction, we will help our body feel better. 1 more time. Okay, good. Now, this is the part where I said you may want a little cushion for your knee. Of course, I told you to get the cushion, but I forget to get mine. So I'm going to grab it now. Okay, so we're next to the wall and we're kneeling. So the inside knee, the one closest to the wall, is kneeling. So right now I've got my left knee on the pad and I'm going to step my right foot forward. I am right next to the wall. So this knee right now is maybe the left knee, which is on the pad, is maybe 4 to 6 inches away from the wall. I'm in a lunge position. So my goal here is to not do much twisting from the hips. I'm trying to rotate from the middle back. That doesn't mean you're not going to move your hips at all, but you're just attempting to move from this middle back. So the knee, left knee is on the pad, left hand against the wall. The palm is open. Right hand meets left hand. From here, it's called an open book. So I'm opening the book and I'm reaching. Maybe my hand touches the wall back here. For most of us, it won't. Okay. You're just trying to move in that direction without twisting the body. See how I twisted my body? Okay. So the goal again is to move from the middle back and you just reach whatever degree you can reach, moving from here, from the middle back. Maybe you touch the wall, maybe you don't. And then we bring it back, palm to palm, and then open the book, reach back. And again, as much as you can, you're moving from here, not by twisting into the hips, not by twisting the body. So I'm showing you the do not right now. Here's the do. Everything is staying lined up. And then here and open. And then incorporating some breath. So when you open, take a big breath in. And when you close, which is closing the book, exhale. And we'll open and exhale, we close. Let those arms relax for a moment. We'll just take a breath. I know sometimes it gets tiring to hold the arms up there. So the next one is a variation of the same thing. So the legs are the same. Left hand against the wall. Right hand to left hand. So instead of opening the book, you're going to draw a rainbow up and over your head, reach back behind you. And then you'll bring that rainbow right back up and over your head. And it's basically palm to palm here. And then reach up, big rainbow over your head, reach back behind you. And then we bring it back. We'll just do that 2 more times. Up, circle around and back. Bring the hands together. And 1 more time. Circle it up and back. Okay. We're going to do that on our second side. So turn yourself around. Right knee is on the pad. And again, I'm maybe 4 or 6 inches away from the wall with this right knee. Left foot is forward. Right hand on the wall, straight out in front of me. Left hand meets right hand. And then it's opening the book. I'm reaching back. And again, I'm trying to reach with movement from my torso, not from my hips. I'm showing you the do not again. I'm twisting all the way around here with my hips turning. So that's not what it is. What it is here. Trying to move from that middle back. Bring the hands towards each other again. Inhale, open. Exhale, close the book. Inhale, open the book. Exhale, close the book. Inhale, open. Exhale, we close. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, open. And exhale. And just let those arms relax for a moment again. So the next one, as a reminder, is the kind of rainbow movement. So we'll take it palm to palm and then big circle up and over the head. And then big circle back up and around. Open inhale, up and around. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, bring it back. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale, we bring it back. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to come back to your mat. And we're going to go ahead and place those balls back inside their tote. So we've done a lot of work to help our necks feel better without even necessarily addressing the neck itself. But now we are going to address the neck itself, placing those balls on top of your block like that. And then you'll go ahead and lay the middle of your neck on the balls. So adjust it so that your balls don't fall off of your block and you're getting the amount of pressure you want on there. And then first, we're just going to stay here and breathe. Let the pressure of those balls just do the work for you without you even having to do anything. Make your adjustments and then take some deep breaths. So we're actually going to be doing some cat cows with the lower back. So we're coming into some extension. So space behind the lower back. And that means the neck is going to shift a little bit on those balls. And then we'll come into flexion. And then you'll feel a little difference underneath you where the balls are. And then extension. You'll notice the chin kind of ends up tucking towards the chest when you come into extension back here. And then you'll come into flexion, tuck. The pressure will change underneath your neck. Just moving through a little bit of mobility work in the lower back while we're getting some myofascial release work on the neck. We'll do that one more time. Tuck, flatten the back, hip bones tip towards you. One more time we extend. You might feel a little almost traction happening underneath your neck. And then one more time we come into flexion. That'll take that traction off. And then relax the lower back and start to move your head side to side. And then turn your head to the right. And while your head is to the right, you'll nod your head yes. And then turning your head to the left. And then nodding your head yes. And then coming back to center. Letting those balls, if they're not already, coming to the base of your skull and letting your chin drop towards your chest, just getting a bit more traction on the neck. Taking 5 breaths. And your neck. Really just relax into this. You're not holding the position. Gravity should be really assisting this traction. And when you're finished with your 5th breath, just removing the balls and the block and finding your way into your final rest. Whatever that is for you, arms can be extended, legs can be extended. Something very comfortable for you. And closing your eyes, just doing a little body scan. letting your body feel supported and hopefully a bit more energized. Hopefully, we've shifted some energy. Take a big, big, big breath in. Hold the breath for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth. Letting your bodies melt into the earth. Thank you for joining me. Namaste, my friends.